think of Muslims and we think of one very particular image of what it means to be Muslim, but that's not how it manifests itself.
Being Muslim, I thought it was very interesting to be part of something that can expand the conversation and really open up people's eyes.
Really strong work tonight, you guys. This show, it really feels ready to share with an audience.
I think it's an interesting kind of theater because it crosses boundaries. It's also a kind of communion between one group of people and another. The act of telling stories is a very empowering thing.
We're so afraid of talking about religion as a whole. We tend, as a country, to let some of the news media drive all of our information without doing our own investigations, rather than listening to it and trying to investigate it and exploring beyond that.
Peaceful Muslims say a lot and do a lot. It's not shown. We don't have a voice. We have no voice.
I'm Stephen Hitt. I'm the Managing Artistic Director of LaGuardia Performing Arts Center at LaGuardia Community College. Beyond Sacred is the overall arching season for a grant that we received to look at Muslim identity through the performing arts. Ping was the first company, the first person who came to my mind as an artist to partner with on this project.
So you're entering, then Maha starts.
मेरा नाम माहा सैयद है। मैं 4 नवंबर साल 1985 में पैदा हुई।
The Undesirable Elements series that he started building, I think, is such a gift to this world.
Islam High, Rakul.
Undesirable Elements originated as a work that was about empowering people who were marginalized to speak.
2011.
Bayside, Queens.
There are certain fixed conventions in Undesirable Elements. The show always begins with the cast introducing themselves.
My name is Kadeen Herring. I was born in West Palm Beach, Florida.
And the form of the show is chronological after
A
that.
short history of Muslims in America.
A pop quiz.
Certain things, the claps, the dates, there's something inherent in the script structure that is about sharing in the storytelling.
My friend, Samiullah, hasn't come to school for a few days. When he finally shows up, he says,
"My uncle died. My uncle is not Taliban, so why did they kill him?"
With Beyond Sacred, it was also very much about giving voice to these people.
I think one of the most fascinating things about Ping's work is that he doesn't hire actors to come in and pretend to be these people. He interviews real people. He works with those people to collect their stories. Then he places them on stage and lets them use their own voice to tell the story.
2001.
2001.
2001.
2001.
September 11th, 2001.
This is a great group. We're a very, very sweet group. How we cast is we put out notices, public notices to people, and then we let them know what the theme of the show is, in this case, Muslim identity in New York. Then we interview, a 2-hour interview, followed by another 2-hour interview, possibly. Here's Firdaus. We put the script together based on these interviews, and they haven't met each other. It's like being a detective.
Would you just start by telling us again who you are, where you're from, how long you've been here?
Right now I'm a student.
And lots of times the more out of left field questions can be really revelatory.
They asked me, like, where are you going? When are you coming back?
I'm always looking from the outside. So I'm in this country, but my vision and where my background is something completely different.
One of the challenges in writing, we're trying to take 5 people's life stories and condense them down into a show that's an hour and 15 minutes.
I'm here in residence. This is my first time collaborating on an Undesirable Elements script. And we've spent so much time kind of crafting the language and cutting and building a script. What's really exciting about this process is that I can see coming down the pike, we're about to sort of participate in making a new community of hopefully friends.
The first night of rehearsal in an Undesirable Elements project is always really exciting. There is that anticipation of how the cast will respond and what the experience will be for them, seeing the stories woven together for the first time.
When I came in for the first rehearsal, I was really nervous because all I had done so far was talk to Ryan and Sarah and Ping about my life.
We watched the Twin Towers fall. Afterwards, my father says,
As a Muslim, things are going to change from now on.
I'm holding my mother's hand tight as we cross the street. We have to pass a Taliban station.
I attended 16 schools in 20 years. I'm used to being seen as a minority, an outsider.
It was very like a first day of high school type of nerves when we read through the script and we're discovering it together. We're discovering each other's stories.
My mother, Margaret, the Catholic Puerto Rican from the Bronx, who married Hossam Kafaji, the Muslim Egyptian, decides to convert to Islam when I'm 4 years old.
Her mother is not happy.
I'm a little nervous, but I think it's really important to have my voice heard as well as the other people participating.
1998.
1998.
Greenville, South Carolina.
Greenville's a small suburban place. Everybody is white and Baptist except for a very small minority. It's really boring. My mother is Baptist, but my father is Muslim. It's really inspiring because it's been a while since I had so many Muslim people at once, people who identified or had a culture with Islam, and it's been years, so it feels kind of like home in a way, actually.
2012.
I'm ready to make a change in my life. I want people to know that I am Muslim and know that my story can be a Muslim story. I heard about Beyond Sacred from my Arabic teacher, and I was really interested because I think I have a really interesting story, so I wanted to share that with the world. A lot of people know me in the school, and they think they know me, but they don't really know me. Do you think you'll come?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun show. Some people think maybe I was born Muslim because I wear the hijab and I have the look. People will be surprised when they find out that the way I was before when I was younger is very different than how I am now.
2002.
2002.
I started dressing like a goth punk. Pink hair, fishnet stockings, and short skirts.
One of the things that the group really demonstrates is that there's no one Muslim identity or no one Muslim culture, and that's one of the things they talk about in the script.
I've always been an easy-to-digest Muslim. I look and talk and dress and act like everyone else, whatever the hell that means. I don't understand how people can presume to define the faith and identity of other people.
So each person that we bring in, we try to maximize the differences so that we can have as many layers as possible.
After 10 years of the Soviet-Afghan war and civil war, the Taliban comes to power in Afghanistan.
They impose their own interpretation of Sharia law.
My name is Firdaus Dehkhan. I'm originally from Afghanistan. I came here almost 2 years ago. At the first time I saw that in campus, I was like, oh, I need to get more information about that. I thought that at a time when Islamophobia is increasing and arising, so it's good to join to this program and give a different image or picture from Muslims.
Hi, Firdaus.
How's it going?
All the media is about just they're trying to portray that when it comes to Muslims and Muslim culture, they talk about terrorism, and Muslims are terrorists, about violence, but I'm talking about this, that to express the facts about Muslims, that not all Muslims are terrorists. Terrorists!
Terrorists!
Terrorists, go back to your country!
I have always felt American. I was born here. But now I feel like I have to act more American. I think it's difficult because you want to do what the religion requires you to do and you want to follow the religion and be good. But I feel like people want to judge more when you wear a hijab. People would see me going to one car and they would like dash out of the car.
After 9/11, it all of a sudden becomes that my faith is the end-all be-all of my identity. It's the only thing that I am, and it is these things that have been portrayed in the media.
White people say to me,
Oh, you're a nice Muslim. You make Muslims look like good people.
what the fuck do you mean we make Muslims look good? We're just people, like anybody else.
All of a sudden, on September 12th, 2001, everyone already knows. They know why I'm here. They know what I'm supposed to look like and what I'm supposed to do and how American I really am.
An FBI study found that 94% of all terrorist attacks in the US were committed by non-Muslims.
It's like it's our job to make people feel like we are safe Muslims.
Assimilated.
So every time you do a 10 clap, watch each other so you're together. And so right from the start, when you say Maha starts with let's get started, it has to be welcoming. It has to have energy.
Ping is awesome, and he turns us into performers. It's incredible.
There's a rhythm to it. You want to keep the rhythm going through it.
1947.
1947.
1947.
1947.
1947.
1947.
Right.
My favorite part of the rehearsal is definitely when we get to warm up together. You can see like how everyone has such a strong personality.
Just the sense of rhythm and pace.
This piece allowed me to really be more comfortable with who I am and accepting myself and not putting myself in any one particular box. I'm really ready to perform and let people know what being Muslim in America is really like.
Class differences stare me in the face. My father's struggling.
I think they're just really happy to be able to do this. I can see it, I can see that it matters to them.
The opening night is going to be tomorrow, and it's starting at 8 p.m.
April 29th. So I feel excited.
Lights go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I just got my first taste of what the lighting's gonna be like, and it's like standing in the sun. I'm honestly really like upset that it's almost over. Some of my friends are actually coming up from DC and stuff.
Yeah, my Yemeni friend is coming.
Yeah, Michael is coming. Yeah.
Excellent.
I think the idea of just placing real people on stage and saying, I want to have an opportunity to tell you my story, let people hear the stories, and then ask questions about it afterwards. That's such a beautiful gift that we can give to the community and to the theater world as a whole. And so one of the things I'm in the process of doing is trying to start an institute here on theater for social change called Stages of Change.
My name is Stephen Hitt. I am Managing Director here of LaGuardia Performing Arts Center, and I thank you for coming out for the world premiere of Beyond Sacred.
Bringing these techniques, having the tools available for people to learn and to build their own work and tell their own stories is, I think, an exciting thing to do.
Expressing people's narratives and being able to relate to those is gonna make a huge difference, I hope, in people's perceptions of Muslims and Muslims in America.
The audience comes in, first sees difference, but by the end of the show, it isn't difference that they see. What they see is the commonality of human experience.
We watched the Twin Towers fall. Afterwards, my father says,
As a Muslim, things are going to change for you from now on.
I'm holding my mother's hand tight as we cross the street. We have to pass a Taliban station.
I attended 16 schools in 20 years. I'm used to being seen as a minority, an outsider.
I want people to know that my story can be a Muslim story.